finally, our initiatic journey in March took shape in the present moment, thus bringing closure to the triad of works we had begun back in June 2024. 9 months, a whole gestation of our beings, of our civilization, of our collective. One of the most delicate and transformative journeys of our life, made of presence, of deep listening, of stillness. A space-time between worlds, where the equinox and the new astrological year opened the doors to a new cycle of consciousness, after going deep on the point zero. It was the culmination of a triad, the closing of 3 major works, initiated in June, deepened in September, and now brought to completion in March 2025. 3 moments we were called to, 3 portals that revealed themselves when we were ready. In this final stage, we were called to slow down, to enter the body, to get to know this vehicle more than ever. To access frequencies so high, so delicate, so divine, that only in our deepest silence and presence can be heard, to honor the greatness of the invisible. An evolution of the soul that made us able, through thousands of lifetimes, to just be there, to make part of that moment, to be able to touch these divine skies, and to get inner and deeper in these inner worlds, inner earth. We lived days where presence became the master, where time stretched through a beautiful dance between so many layers of creation, of presence, so many small gestures, prolonged gazes, conscious touch and steps. We're listening, opening beyond words, time and space, again and again, totally hugged by the divine, totally amazed by the miracle which has life and creation. We entered an Egypt that no longer needed to prove its magnificence by now, but revealed itself as a garden of the essential, of the most pure states of the human being, the most pure states of the beginning of times. We received ancient codes, but with the maturity of those who have walked a long path. This was the journey of returning to the center, returning to our origins, returning to ourselves, to the point of beginning, the point where everything started happening back there. We worked on these lines, we worked on these layers, we were correcting timelines just by being present and working through our major, higher versions of ourselves, higher energies, putting them together in the micro and then in the macro reality. We revisit ancient memories, recognize paths walked by so many of us before, and we finally understood that more than seeking for answers, this was a journey of just being with the story, being with the group, being with ourselves, being with the whole. It was a deep, regenerative and delicate process, a realignment of the heart and the truth, an energetic update that calls for gentleness and strength. We closed the cycle, we honored what we were asked for, and we surrendered to the new with the lightness of a fulfilled purpose. In this equinox, we balanced the inner and the outer, the before and the after, the visible and the invisible. We give thanks with full hearts to every soul who heard the call, who trusted, who surrounded to this frequency of pure love and magic. To each one who understood this work was not about doing, but just being. And to each one who will still come on a future journey, know this, we are opening new paths. May this triad of travels continue to echo in ourselves, in our lives, and in our missions. Are we ready for the next chapter? Are we ready?